Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Caritas Australia's second Google Hangout. Today we're very lucky to have a guest who has come to Australia all the way from Nepal, which obviously is in the news at the moment because of the devastating earthquake. Today we're going to hear, though, from Rupa mostly about the work she has done in Nepal to end human trafficking. So I'd like to say thank you on behalf of Caritas and all of the schools participating today to Rupa for spending your time with us. And if you could please just start by introducing yourself and letting us know a little more about you.
Camera's off. So no one can see or hear us. Oh, you can do no voice, so that's how this goes. Of course.
Shall I start?
Okay, Rupa, can you...
First of all, I would like to thank you for organizing this event with all the young students. I'm very pleased to be with you all. First of all, I would like to greet you in Nepali. It's called Namaste. And you have to say Namaste to me. Say Namaste. Namaste. And the meaning of Namaste is, as a creation of God, I respect you. The meaning of Namaste is, as a creation of God, I respect you. And I'm very happy to be with you here. My name is Rupa Rai. I'm a married woman. I have 2 children, 1 son and 1 girl. And 1 husband, of course. And I have been working in Caritas Nepal for 23 years. And I have been in charge of women development programs since the beginning of my work in Caritas. And in Caritas, when I worked with the women, I met a lot of women in the remote areas, in the villages. Then I learned a lot about the problems of the women, about the struggle of the women. And as I was working on the development field of the women, we realized that the human trafficking is taking place in all the remote areas. Our innocent girls, like you, they were sold, they were taken to the brothels, and that hit our mind and heart. So we took up this issue from the year of 1997. As you know, human trafficking is a modern slavery. It does not profit the people who are sold. It always profits the people who take the girls, innocent girls, to the brothels, to other parts of the country, and sometimes they are also sold inside the countries. So, and always the profit is gone to the perpetrators. They are used for sexual exploitation, labor, cheap labor, and also for the organ transplant, which is very dangerous to the men. And when I talk about the human trafficking, in our country, sometimes the men are also sold. But if you compare the number of the people sold in the brothels, in the labor, and in the organ transplant, is more with the women. That's why we are focusing the issue of human trafficking with the women. That's what I would like to say for this time. But if you want to have some questions, you are free to make.
Thank you, Rupa, for that introduction. Just to follow up on that, we did have a question from a couple of schools which I'll ask on their behalf. If you could share perhaps a story of the awareness and prevention programs you run. I know we have an image which we'll show now for that, but if you would like to just tell a little about how awareness and prevention programs help stop human trafficking.
Yeah, and as Caritas Nepal, we had programs on awareness program because we realized that there is a good, there is the need of educating people in the remote areas. That's why we organized awareness sessions among the community's women, among the students in the remote areas, remote schools, and also among the refugee camps, and also among all the people, those who were in touch with us for the with the medical staffs like nurses and doctors. And among the 4 thematic areas, we chose prevention because we thought prevention is better than cure. That's why we organized awareness sessions. Among the awareness sessions, we do orientation on the issue, we do the conceptual clarity on the issues, and we also orient about the causes and effects of the issues. And we also use, for this awareness program, we do lot of campaign, we do newspaper clipping, we do leaflet, and we also have some booklets on this. And we also do the radio program, which can reach to the people where we cannot reach. And because of this awareness session, we have been able to save many young girls. Here you can see in the screen that a girl who was studying in class 9, she was lured by the trafficker and she was taken to the border side. But the people who were involved in our awareness sessions, they knew that she is not taken for a job, she must be taken for trafficking. That's why they went to the border side and they brought back. You can see in the picture that the students with the uniforms and another girl who was with another dress with kurta shurwal, she was brought back, she was saved. That is one of the good examples of our awareness program. And in this way, we are saving a good number of the young girls like you from being the victims of trafficking.
Okay, thank you, Rupa. We'll now pass to the first school to ask a question. We have a question from Star of the Sea College, which is in Victoria, in Melbourne. So if the Star of the Sea student could please unmute your microphone to ask your question.
Hi.
Hi.
Is there a certain demographic that's targeted by trafficking, and how would you specifically assist these groups?
And actually, before there was only significant districts from where the girls used to be taken. But now the situation is different. From every part of the country, the girls are taken. So we have to build up network with the people who are working on this issue. And we do like that. We do the networks with the village people, we do the networks with the police people, we do the networks with the existing networks in our country, and we try to find out the people who are lost. And also we also have the contact in India with the NGOs who are working on this issue, like Caritas India and some other organizations like Awaz. So we do the rescue like that way. But we are not involved directly to rescue the girls. There are other agencies, but we network with them. Yes. Have I answered your question, whether you understood me or not? Because I wanted to say at the beginning, I forgot to say that English is my third language. So please do the correction of my English.
That was great, thank you.
Thank you, Rupa. That was a very good answer, and I think we can all understand your English with no problems at all. We all have to make sure we're speaking very clearly too, I think. The second question we have from a school is from Brigidine College in Indooroopilly in Queensland.
Do you have a positive story to share about a victim of human trafficking that's been rehabilitated?
Could you please repeat your question? I could not. Could you please speak slowly?
Do you have a positive story to share about a victim of human trafficking who has been rehabilitated?
Okay, of course. I request the people in the other room to display that photo. Yeah. Now, when you see, please see the picture. In the middle is a rescued woman. She was in the brothel for 5 years of Mumbai in India. and she was brought back. She was rescued from the brothel, and we rehabilitated them. And it was the support of Australian people, Caritas Australia. So we are very grateful to you. You have contributed in the lives of the people, those who were sold. So I'm really grateful to you, and Caritas Nepal is very grateful to you. And her name is this, the girl's name, the girl in the middle is, her name is Meena. As I said, when she was taken to the brothel, she was raped by her own people on the way to the brothel. And she was told that she would get a good job in India, and she will be like a filmy heroine. When she gets a job, she will have good money there. And when she was taken to the brothel, she was raped, as I said before, and she was sold in the brothel. And the brothel keeper told her to do dhanda. Dhanda means, in our language, it's a household work. But in India, dhanda means it's a prostitute work. So she was confused. And she was, well, I don't see the pots, I don't see any kitchen utensils to wash. Dhanda means, in our language, is like that. So then she realized that she was sold for prostitution, to be a prostitute in the brothel. And she didn't want, and she was beaten by the rod, she was burned by the cigarette, and she had still marks. She is carrying that mark in her leg still now. And she was rehabilitated through our partner, through the support of Caritas Australia Fund, and she was rehabilitated for 4 years in that rehabilitation center. And in that center, she learned how to read and write, how to do the leadership training, and she also learned about the income generation program, and she was given seed money. And she started a mobile shop in her village, and the woman who is sitting close to her is her mother. And the man, you will be surprised to know that the man, he married her, and they stayed with her. And what happened, when she was married, after 2 years she could not have babies, she could not conceive. And when her husband knew that she could not conceive because of her staying in the brothels, her husband left. But she is with her mother, she is running that shop, mobile shop, and sometimes she comes to me to help in the awareness sessions. She tells her stories to the audience, to the people whom we organize awareness sessions, to the students like you, to the women in the village, and to the doctors. We also organize awareness session with the doctors according to her request, because she told us that when they became sick and when they were taken to the hospital, the doctors, when the doctor knew that she had come back from the brothel, the doctor did not want to touch. So then she requested me to organize a session with the doctors. So we organized sessions with the doctors, 3 sessions with the doctors, and with other medical students. I also have some pictures of medical students. Here we conducted awareness sessions. These are medical students. So she was the resource person. She was the resource person, and she told them that we are all girls who were innocent. We didn't know. We were not told that we will be sold in the brothels. So it's not our fault. It's not our fault. Then why are you treating us badly? You have to tell us, you are the medical personnel. If that happens to your daughter, what will you do? She asked the questions. And some of the doctors cried when they heard her story. So I feel very satisfied, because she has become so strong leader, and she can aware the people. She gives interview in the radio program, in our radio program. So in that way, I feel quite satisfied that due to the support of Caritas Australia and other donor agencies as well, and also through the support of other people, other organizations, we have been able to do good, to bring these girls, innocent girls, back to their normal life. That is one of the good stories. And here you can see another picture. She was also sold in the brothel. She was there for 5 years, and she was brought back. And now we do in awareness program, we celebrate day of prayer. There is on 8th February, there is a day of prayer because it's Sister Bhakita's birthday. She was also sold in different places. So we do this day of prayer, and even on the National Anti-Trafficking Day, we do day of prayer. And in the day of prayer, this Pooja, her name is Pooja, and she was witnessing herself. So I say that they come forward to help other people to save from being trafficking. So this is another good side, strong side, and it also encourages us. They encourage me, they encourage us to come forward to work against this human trafficking.
Okay, thank you, Rupa. Two very, very amazing stories there, and I think quite inspiring for us to see that the good work really does make a difference in people's lives, and they are able to recover and be rehabilitated and return to their communities. The next question we have is from Avila College in Mount Waverley. Could the student from Avila please?
Okay. It seems the people in Nepal are dependent on the income from those who have left and work overseas. This helps people who traffic.
Should the government stop money coming into the country as a way of making leaving Nepal to support your family less attractive?
To answer to your questions, yes, government, the income is from the migrant workers. That's very, very true from in our country, and many migrant workers are working outside the country and they are sending money to their family, and the government is also earning a lot of remittance through that income. But in my opinion, what I like to say that it's not stopping the man or people to go from the country. There should be a good policy for safe migration, because all the migrant workers are not trafficked. But among the migrant workers, some migrant workers, few are trafficked. So that's the government should develop a policy or develop a strategy that can prevent the migrant workers from being the victims of trafficking. By stopping the people to go abroad as migrant workers, you will be humiliating their human rights. As a human being, we have rights to go anywhere to make our better life. So it's better that the government should make a good policy, good strategy to have safe migration. And in awareness, as Caritas in awareness, our programs, we also include awareness session on safe migration. We have also developed the booklet. It's a booklet that it says that for safe migration is the information booklet. So these kind of things we should be doing that. We should not stop people going abroad, but we should make their life safety outside of our country. That is our opinion. And we should save them from being victims of trafficking.
Thank you, Rupa. It's a very complex issue, and I think we're all learning quite a lot at the moment. And it's quite difficult to get our head around all the different ways of viewing human trafficking. Yes. On the topic again of what governments can do and what laws should be in place, we have a question, or even just what might be the causes. We have a question from Academy of Mary Immaculate School in Fitzroy.
Has human trafficking come from a problem with our society, enforcement, or inadequate laws?
Could you please repeat the question? I could not follow.
Has human trafficking come from a problem with society, law enforcement, or inadequate laws?
If I may, Rupa, I think my audio is a little better. The question is human trafficking a result of a flaw in the society, the law enforcement, so the police, or inadequate laws from the government lawmakers?
Okay. Oh, actually, there are many causes of human trafficking. Like we have illiteracy. If you look at the percentage of the women in the literacy, it's only 26% women are literated. And if you look at the men, it's only 56% men are literated. And the people in the remote areas are not aware of this issue because the communication is very little. And the government people also can't reach to the remote areas. That's why I told you that for the awareness program we use radio, because radio can reach to all the 75 districts. But still some of the people might not have radios at their place. And when you talk about the legal provision, we have good laws, but the implementation is lacking. Implementation of the law is very, very poor. So all the NGOs, all the people, those who are working on this issue, we are advocating to implement the law strictly. And people, as I said, and the people are very poor, and they are easily lured by the traffickers. And they are attracted by the traffickers, new people, because some of the traffickers have married innocent girls. They make the false marriage and get the girls from the village. And in our society, when the girl is married to a man, the wholeheartedly they give to the man. They trust the people. And the husbands have taken their wives. When I went to the brothels of India in Mumbai, I met a woman. She was sold by her own husband with her child. Can you imagine a man selling his wife and child? And when I visited them, the child was 7 years old. And the woman was telling me that, I don't want to make my son like my husband. So those are the cases. There are different cases. The traffickers, they have a lot of tricks to take the girls, to take the people from the village. That's why it's not only one reason the trafficking is flowing, you know. There are different reasons. And the network of the traffickers are so strong that they are unimaginable. Now our women are not sold only in India. They are sold in Kenya, Saudi Arabia, and to China. In the Chinese border, our women are sold. So it's taking new phase now. When you talk about trafficking, it's taking new phases. New strategies are developing. So that's why we feel that all the people, every individual should know about this issue. And when you have already heard about this issue now, you have to tell your colleagues, your family members, and even the foreigners when you meet, and your friends like your age. I think it's better to make aware all the people whom you meet.
Thank you, Rupa. Definitely some actions we can take there in Australia, even just to bear the problem in mind and be aware of how it might affect. It's a global problem, really, and what our role might be. We might ask you about that again towards the end. The next question is a more personal one, and it comes from St Monica's School in Epping. So St Monica's students could ask their question.
Hi, Rupa. Why do you personally fight for this issue?
I'm sorry, you might need to repeat that again. Just take it slowly.
Sorry about that.
Yes?
Hi, why do you personally fight for this issue regarding human trafficking?
Why I'm involved in this issue? Was that the question?
Why do you make the decision to fight for it?
Okay. As a woman, I'm a human being. which is not taken in our society. Women are second-class citizens. And as I'm working in Caritas, it is a social arm of Catholic Church. And when you speak about Catholic Church, the social teaching of Catholic Church is human dignity. First principle of our Catholic social teaching is human dignity. So as a woman, I'm a human being, and as women, some of the girls and women like me are sold. And I think it's not time for me to keep quiet. And when I visited the brothel, that encouraged me, because the women in the brothels told me, you have to do something to save other girls from our village. We are sold, okay, but you have to save our girls. That encouraged me to work on this. And again, when I saw that child in the brothel, it really touched my heart. And also I think that as a human being, and it's a social crime, and we should not allow to broaden this social crime. We really have to fight for this. And as a creation of God, to build a society, build a just society, we are going to build a just society. So just society means what? You have to bring justice. So I felt very bad when this injustice was done to all the girls, young, innocent girls. That's why I'm fighting, and I feel that I should fight because I'm aware. I'm aware of this issue. Whereas other women, other girls are not aware of this. So now, as I'm created to bring just society, but I'm not doing a big thing. I'm doing very small thing. I cannot do everything, but I can aware the people whom I meet, and I can also join my hands with other people, those who are working against this issue. And I can also advocate, I can raise my voice, I can add my voice to other voice to make it bigger in the world, so that I can bring a just society in a small way. So I would like to fight, and I would also like to request you to fight against this issue. It's a social crime. It's a social crime. That's why I'm fighting for it. I'm advocating for it. Please join me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rupa. I think it's great to see a question asked by a male student as well. This is certainly not an issue that, while women are the predominant victims, it is something that we hope female and male students across the country take an interest in. The final question from a school is from All Hallows School in Brisbane.
How will the devastating effects of the earthquake affect your office's work?
May I request you to repeat the question, please?
How will the devastating effects of the earthquake affect your office's work?
Okay. Actually, earthquake has disturbed everybody. Not only our office staff, not only me. It has affected everybody. It has disturbed the life of the people. But still, our office people are working, and they have all left their own regular duty, and they are engaged in relief distribution, because this is the basic need now, immediate need. That's why we are responding to the immediate need now, but we haven't forgot our regular work. Although our staff are very busy in distributing the relief and in identifying the victims of earthquake, and also reporting on the situation of earthquakes and going to the remote areas. Yes, of course it's a big challenge there, but still our staffs are trying their best. And even the people from Caritas Australia were there, from CAFOD, from CRAs, from Caritas Austria. Lot of people are engaged there. So with the help, with the support, with the solidarity of all these people, our staff are really working hard. Of course, we are disturbed to do our regular work, but we will manage. We will manage.
Thank you, Rupa. And I think it really did strike a lot of Australians, the devastating effects of the earthquake. We've all been very moved by the footage we've seen, and there's been a terrific response here at Caritas Australia. We've had a lot of people contact us wanting to make donations. So I will thank all of those people who've made donations to our Nepal appeal. I know some schools have done activities and events, and it's all it's an amazing response, and it's very much appreciated. So thank you to all the schools and individuals who've contributed to our Nepal appeal. Yeah. A couple of things now before we wrap up. I would just say thank you again to all the schools, and I'll just, in no particular order, thank All Hallows School and St Monica's in Epping, Brigidine College in Indooroopilly, Academy of Mary Immaculate in Fitzroy, and I believe we have Avila College in Mount Waverley there, and we seem to have lost our feed from Star of the Sea in Brighton, but thank you to all the schools for participating. Thank you to the IT staff and the teachers who helped set this up. It's not been the easiest thing with technology, but we've I think we've had a great video conference. For any schools that are watching after the event, please, you can find out more information on our website, of course, the Nepal appeal, all other information we need. I think the I've just realised the URL here is backwards, but I think you'll be able to figure it out. If you are looking for more information in Australia to research human trafficking, I would recommend the website ACRAF. This will also be backwards. It's Australian Catholic Religious Against Trafficking in Humans. They have some tremendous resources on human trafficking and the effects. And I'd encourage all the teachers to please sign up to our education e-news. The email address is education@caritas.org.au, and that way you'll be kept in the loop when we have these sorts of opportunities. It's been a terrific opportunity. I'll ask all the schools to please unmute your microphones, because I think it would be good if we have a thank you to Rupa from all the schools. So please unmute your microphones. And let's have a big thank you from the schools as you're up on the screen. Give us a cheer for Rupa.
On behalf of Caritas Nepal, I would also like to thank you all. Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to be with you, and please do not hesitate to raise your voice against this social crime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.